Exodus verses 19, 5 and 6. Now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then you shall be a peculiar treasure, or a sgulah, unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. Okay, so your question basically is, why does God choose the Jewish people? Well, first of all, from Genesis 1 through 10, we found out that God could not find anyone who will do his will other than Noah. I mean, there were a couple of people, but the earth kept on getting worse and worse and worse, and the reason that there was the flood was because the earth was filled with violence. It's so interesting that the Hebrew word for violence is Hamas. Okay, now it's not what Hamas today means in Gaza, but that's what the Hebrew word is. And so he ends up, after destroying everybody with the flood, ends up with Noah and the rainbow, the covenant, and then what do we have shortly after that? The Tower of Babel. So we've got man trying to be God again. And so then God finds Abraham. And through God's grace and faith, Abraham walks with God. And from Abraham, God says, I'm going to create a family and a nation. That's what we're talking about now, the nation. That will be a blessing. That will be an example. And so the children of Israel were chosen to act for global blessings. The children of Israel were chosen for global blessings so that Genesis 12:3, in your seed all the nations of the earth would be blessed, could happen. God was not going to just say any nation, because that's not how the Lord operates. The reason we are in the kingdom of God is not because we just decided, but Yeshua said, you haven't chosen me, I've chosen you. And so for those of us in the kingdom of God today, we're chosen by God from even before the foundations of the world. God also chose the children of Israel. We're talking about this issue of election. Why did God choose the children of Israel? I don't know. It was his choice. I mean, once I figure out why God chose me, maybe I can answer to you why he chose the children of Israel. I've got enough problem with looking at my life and asking, God, why did you choose me? You know, and I really don't want to hear an answer other than he knows what he's doing. And so he chose the children of Israel for global blessings. Now remember, throughout the Tanakh, the Old Testament, we have this example that no one can come to God by themselves. There had to be a mediator, the high priest. Israel was a kingdom of priests, a priestly nation that was to stand before God for the world. Now that we're in the Brit Chadashah, the New Testament, in this time, we do have a mediator, the man, Messiah Yeshua, Jesus, who stands between us and God. So what God's saying is, no one can approach me. Individuals need to come to me either through the high priest or through Yeshua now. Nations need to come to me through another nation. But whether nations will actually choose that or end up being cursed, history tells.